Good afternoon again. Thank you so much, Dr. Mike, for that message. That is real. Conflict happens. It's happened from the beginning. It still happens now. Happens in and out of the church. It'll always happen. As long as humans are imperfect and different, conflict will always be there. And something I've something that's just true about conflict is oftentimes it ends with disappointment. So I have a question. Now that this relates to the offertory. How many of you here have ever been disappointed with your bank account? I mean, I can't be the only one. I've been disappointed with my bank account. Has anyone been disappointed when they look in their wallet or in their purse? Anyone been disappointed when you look at your paycheck? Anyone ever been disappointed when you interact with your boss? Not my boss. He's amazing. He's not here anyway, so it doesn't matter. But I still said he's not here. Shows. Anyone ever been disappointed about the debt they're in, whether student or just credit card? Or just disappointed with finances as a whole? These are disappointments that we face in life. They're real. They happen to us. And oftentimes they get worse when we get older. I'm sorry, Max.
Right.
And so when we come to this time, this offertory, when those baskets come around, when we're placing our offering inside the basket, what we're placing in there isn't just money. We're placing our hope in there. And I promise you, God won't disappoint you if you don't put him in a box. We can make promises for God all the time where we put in our offering or we do something and we're like, all right, God, I'm expecting a reimbursement check for the exact amount I just wrote for the church, maybe at least triple. And so you promised me you're going to do that, and so I'm expecting it. And then we get disappointed. God didn't promise that to us. We made that up and put that in God's mouth, and now we're disappointed in God? No, that's not how it works. God never said that he was going to write us a check. God's not going to suddenly pay our apartment rent. He's not suddenly going to pay our insurance. He's not suddenly going to pay for our gas. That's just not going to happen. But he does promise that he will provide for us. And provision looks different for every person. Provision for me is different than provision for Ate Millet. It's different for Max. It's different for Dr. Mike. It's different for Ate Faye. It's different for every single person in this room. We all have different situations. And provision from God will look different accordingly. And he has promised that he will never leave us. And he will never, ever forsake us. And so when we give, and when we put in our offering with hope, know that God is good. And God has promised good to us. So let's take up the offering.